All right, well, we're going to go ahead and start recording. Welcome to Mom Life with Plexus tonight. Thank you guys for joining us. I know some of you guys may watch the recording. I'm trying to record it this evening, so hopefully that works out. But okay, so what I wanted to do tonight was be able to share with you a little bit about how I was feeling before Plexus entered my life, what that looked like, and then what products I was introduced to, what I started with, what has helped me, a little bit about how they work, and just how they kind of go along with mom life and help me in that aspect. And I think a lot of you guys can actually relate to this, a lot of you girls, I should say. But so I'm going to start with basically how I found out about Plexus was through my sister-in-law, Amy Morton. I know some of you may be on here because she invited you, so you probably know who she is, but she is my husband's sister. She lives in Atlanta, Georgia with her 4 children and her husband. And, she's a personal trainer, and she works in her home in her own personal gym, training clients. She's, into nutrition, very knowledgeable about that. She was the one I would go to for mom advice, nursing advice, things like that. And, so I really respected her opinion and her knowledge and things like that. And I saw her posting about this Plexus stuff. And at first I just saw her posting about gut health and probiotics. And I didn't really know what all that was about. I didn't really understand gut health. I knew what a probiotic was and had taken one, different times before. I never really noticed the difference and didn't really understand their importance at the time. So I just kind of brushed that off, didn't really pay attention to it, didn't ask her about it. And then I saw her posting about a pink drink that was like and from what I saw, it looked like a weight loss drink because it was called Slim. And I thought she lost her mind because I'm like, this girl is already slim. Why is she posting about a weight loss drink? I just think she went crazy. But then I saw her posting about something called Block, which I got to let you guys know what that's all about. We have 2 products that are very similar. Block's been around for a while, but we also have a new, revamped Block. We call it Balance now. It's just a little bit more concentrated, a little bit better. Anyway, so Block, I was super interested in because it said something about blocking your carbs and sugars, and I was like, I need that. So what it does is it's a natural plant-based product that helps you absorb, or helps you not absorb all the carbs and sugars. It actually blocks up to 50% of them within the first couple hours after taking it. So that was something I was really interested in. So I messaged her and said, you got to tell me about this Block. I need that because, I want to eat my carbs and my ice cream and all that stuff and not feel bad about it. I just didn't want to feel as guilty. So I wasn't even really necessarily out to try to lose weight or whatever, anything like that. Although I was feeling super uncomfortable in my clothes. I was still wearing maternity clothes at this point when I found out about Plexus. My daughter was about 1.5 years old. And I was still wearing my maternity clothes and having a hard time coming to terms with having to buy the next size up in regular clothes. So when I would try to put on my old clothes, they were busting open. I don't know if you guys, do the, I don't have a hair tie with me, but the hair tie trick on jeans, when you pull it through the loop of your jeans and then around the button. So it gives you a little extra space, a little extra pull room. You don't actually have to button your jeans all the way. Yeah, I was doing that a lot, and I was still uncomfortable in my jeans. So, those are just kind of almost like the superficial things, I guess you would say, that I was dealing with. But I just wanted that Block. So I messaged her, we started talking about it, but she was like, listen, you could really benefit from this gut health stuff. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Just give me the Block. So luckily I was smart enough to at least listen to her. And then I was smart enough to actually take her advice and try this thing called Triplex, which is a gut health system, basically. So I'm going to explain a little bit how that works and all that. But just to keep going back as to where I was, and how I was feeling. besides just uncomfortable in my clothes and whatnot. Right now, my daughter is 4, so I'm a mom of one daughter. She's 4 years old. Her name is Ruby, and I'm married to my husband, John. He also does Plexus along with me too. I'll tell you a little bit more about him later as well. But so at the time, my daughter, like I said, was 1.5. I was still dealing with postpartum depression issues and anxiety that had skyrocketed big time. And I had dealt with like a little bit of anxiety, before having a baby, but I never labeled it as that. But once I had her, it was just something that really shot up big time. My anxiety was really, really high. I had a little bit of depression issues in the past, nothing I was ever medicated for or anything, but just depression tendencies, I guess, a lot of mood, maybe mood swings, but mostly along with my cycle. But after having a baby, again, with all these hormonal changes, as a lot of you moms know, if you are mom, you've been through this, my mood changes after having a baby were much crazier. I was super short, irritable, stressed, just not always a pleasant person. And postpartum is a real thing, and it's really hard. And it's not something I ever thought I would deal with. I remember when we went to like those, whatever, I don't want to say birthing classes, but like parenting classes or whatever. We went to those at the hospital before we had our baby while we were still pregnant. And, I saw the pamphlets about postpartum depression and things like that. And I just brushed it off like, oh, I'm never going to have that. I'm not going to have to deal with that. And, after I had her, I was even given a prescription for a medication that I decided not to fill. My doctor gave it to me. I was even told by my daughter's pediatrician, they were urging me to chat with my doctor again about, they were like, you definitely got the baby blues and things like that. So anyways, just wasn't really in a good place emotionally and mentally. And it was one of those things where like, I couldn't even understand why I was feeling that way. Obviously, like you don't want to feel sad for no reason and crying for no reason. You have this brand new baby, all of you picture is like all the happy stuff. And yeah, there was a lot of that, but there was a lot of like dark stuff too that I couldn't even explain to myself. So not only that, but I was just a mom zombie, what I labeled myself as, just like a walking zombie, super tired. My daughter didn't sleep through the night until she was 1 year old. We were breastfeeding through 14 months, so she was 14 months old. Not exclusive though, I did use supplement with formula as well. It's a whole nother story, but basically, there's just a lot of sleepless nights. So during the day, I would take naps with her. If she napped twice a day, I was trying to nap twice a day or at least once. And so I also kind of felt like, I don't know, almost like a loser mom or housewife because I wasn't getting much done around the house because all I wanted to do was sleep because I wasn't sleeping at night. Normally a night owl anyways, but my sleep was just so crazy. The hormones were all over the place. I was in a lot of pain. And I've always dealt with like back pain and stuff like that, but like even just like picking her up from the pack and play or getting her out of the bathtub was super painful for me just to bend over and be able to lift her back up. I had a lot of lower back issues. And down the road, Plexus actually changed that as well. So that has been amazing. But I had dealt with like, and this is like all my life, not just after having a baby, but just almost daily headaches, allergy issues, cravings. You guys, I lived on sweet tea and candy like all the time. My mom, you think she was Southern, she makes like the sweetest sweet tea ever. And I mean, ever since I was probably, I don't know, like 10 years old, I feel like I have just been living on sweet tea ever since. And so that's not great, drinking that sugar all day long. And, so there's that. There was the Red Bulls before I was pregnant. I worked in a restaurant and the hours are very long. So I was known to have 1 to 2 Red Bulls a day. Sometimes also Starbucks, depending on the day. So definitely love my caffeine, my coffee. The sugar was crazy. I I was known as like the sweets girl, the candy girl at work, because I always had a stash of candy, and I would keep some in the break room where we could all share it. I also had some on my apron, so it was always like on hand. And then I kept some in my locker, a secret stash, so that no one else could get to that. And I always had candy for myself. And if that ran out, I would run across the street and go to CVS and make an emergency run. So that was kind of like my life. I also ate ice cream twice a day, no excuses. I just loved ice cream, and I still like and enjoy ice cream, but luckily, thanks to Plexus, now I only am eating ice cream about twice a week instead of twice a day. So, some other things I dealt with before this all came around was stomach issues, and this has been my whole life. Like, I've always dealt with constipation. Maybe TMI, but I think a lot of people deal with it and they just don't talk about it. So I'm here to talk about it. It's not TMI for me. I don't care. I've dealt with having constipation since I was a little kid, and most times I would only go to the bathroom every couple days. I've even gone as long as 7 days without going. Number two, super embarrassing, but super painful, and I dealt with a lot of bloating. And if it wasn't that, I was like the opposite. I was having the other stomach issues, almost like IBS-D issues, so to speak. So just a lot going on with my stomach, very uncomfortable and things like that. Nothing I ever thought that like I could take anything that would change it. I just figured that was me, that was my life. I just have stomach issues. I'm someone that takes a long time to fall asleep at night. It would take me about 1 to 2 hours every single night to fall asleep from the time I would get into my bed. And once I would fall asleep, I would tend to wake up at least once, if not 3 times, usually during the middle of the night. And not just to go to the bathroom, but sometimes just wide awake thinking. I'm having a really, really hard time like shutting my brain off and actually having restful sleep. So when I woke up, I always felt miserable. Everyone's always commented, like all my roommates from college, my family always know that I'm not the most pleasant person in the morning, but that was because I never got restful sleep, and I'm so much better with that now. But, I was just feeling in a space of like, I just wanted to feel more alive again. I didn't want to feel like crap. I, had a lot of brain fog and things like that. So I'm trying to look at my notes to see if there's things, because I feel like I had so many health issues back then that I didn't even really know, like, or consider them like health issues. I just thought this is just me, whatever. And I would take over-the-counter stuff for some of these things. Like I was always taking Excedrin tension headache or Excedrin migraine for my headaches, and just pounding the caffeine and all those quick fix things that are more just like Band-Aids and didn't ever solve, the problems. So, before Plexus came along, before I saw my sister-in-law post about it or anything like that, before we talked about it, I can picture almost vividly a night where I was rocking my daughter in the rocking chair in her nursery. And I had just nursed her to sleep, I believe, and I was just rocking her so that she would, I could just place her in her bed after that. But I had all these uncontrollable emotions, and I was just crying, and I had no idea why I was crying so hard. And luckily she slept through all this. But I remember praying out loud to God, and while she was sleeping in my arms, and I just prayed with tears streaming down my face, talking in the dark. I just remember how dark it was in that room. It was probably 3 a.m, and I was just crying for a change. I was just asking for something to change. I didn't know what it was going to be, what I wanted the change to be. I had no idea what it could be or anything like that. But I needed something to change. That's all I knew. And I didn't want to feel like this anymore. That's what I kept saying. And little did I know it was going to be Plexus that came into my life as this blessing, this change that I asked for. And I didn't realize it right away. I didn't realize it honestly until like looking back, kind of like later on. But that's what it was. God did answer my prayers, and this was it. This has been such a life changer for me. And not only for me, but for my husband and my daughter, because I'm a better mom because I'm taking care of myself, and I've invested in my health. And that helps me when I'm taking care of myself like this, and my body is at its best state and all that, and I'm in a better mood, have more energy, I can obviously be a better mom. I can be a better wife, and that's all I wanted, you know. So, whenever I finally, decided to talk to Amy and start this triplex that she was suggesting to me, triplex is our gut health system, and I just want to explain that to you a little bit and how it works. And it's 3 products. It's real simple. It's our pink drink, which is called Slim, and it's the Bio Cleanse and the probiotic called ProBio 5. Oops, wrong way. So Bio Cleanse is a magnesium supplement, and it's magnesium with vitamin C, and it's an oxygenated form of magnesium. So there's many different forms of magnesium. I was taking one before I started Plexus. Didn't really notice many changes, except I think it did help slightly with my headaches, like reducing it. But the form that I was taking it didn't fully change it. I didn't fully feel the effects of it or anything like that. And it definitely didn't help me go to the bathroom until I found this form of magnesium. So when I talked about all my digestive issues and like constipation and things like that, this has been a game changer if you deal with anything like that. And ProBio 5, it's our really unique probiotic, and it doesn't just have probiotic strands in it. It's also got enzymes in it and antifungal properties. So most of the time when you're going to buy, or pretty much all the time when you go to buy a probiotic, it's just got probiotics in it, obviously, and that's great. But I want you to think about a flower garden. I love to use this analogy. It makes a lot of sense. It made a lot of sense to me. So hopefully this helps you understand it. If you have a flower garden that's filled with weeds or mushrooms or whatever, and you want to get rid of them, you don't just plant more flowers and hope to overcrowd it and that they're going to go away, right? What you do is you actually attack those mushrooms, fungus, whatever, the weeds, and you want to pull them out and get rid of them. And then, of course, you can plant more flowers as well. So that's what this does. This ProBio 5, not only does it replenish your gut with more flowers or good bacteria, probiotics, but it also is attacking the bad bacteria going on in your gut. So you're not going to find this in any other probiotic. So it helps, there's digestive enzymes in it, and it's going to, like I said, kill off that bad stuff. And that bad stuff is called Candida yeast overgrowth. So it's an excess of the yeast going on in your gut. And everyone has Candida in their body, okay? This is a normal part of our body, but a lot of us have overgrowth of it. And so what this does is it's going to reduce it and kill off all the extra stuff that we don't need. And then Bio Cleanse comes through and gently sweeps out and just like sweeps away all of that bad stuff that ProBio 5 just killed off, and it removes it out of your system. So it's kind of like a gentle daily cleanse. It's not a cleanse that you're going to sit in the bathroom all day, something like that. Some people think, oh, this is like a 7-day cleanse. No, it's not that. This is something you want to take every day. And these 2 products together are ideal. And the Slim also has a part in this too. There's 2 versions of the Slim. This one I'm holding is the Hunger Control Slim, but we also have another one called the Microbiome Activating Slim. It's almost the same. They're almost the same pink drinks. The only thing that's different is the Hunger Control has extra fiber in it to keep you fuller longer. And the other one, the one that's microbiome activating, it means it's good for your gut. It's going to have extra gut health properties. What it does is it has prebiotics in it that are going to be food for your probiotics. So they're going to help the probiotics that are in your gut thrive and multiply, which, I mean, that's obviously a really great thing for our gut health. So while they're thriving and multiplying, we're adding more good ones, we're killing off the bad ones, sweeping away the bad ones. So that's how this triplex system works. This is what we call triplex. I know I'm not holding this up correctly, but that's what that is. And it's really a great base for anyone to start with. Even if someone's not trying to lose weight. Like I said, my sister-in-law, Amy, she's a thin person to begin with, and I thought she was crazy for taking this thing called Slim. But what I found is that if you don't have weight to lose, it's not going to make you lose weight. If you do have weight to lose, it is going to help you lose weight. This helps your metabolism, but it really, this is all about blood sugars. And this helps keep our blood sugars in balance. And like I said, it can control cravings if you get the Hunger Control one. The other one is really great for your gut health. So anyone can use these. And The triplex is what I started with, but I added on some other products later. Of course, I had to get that block, right? I love to still enjoy taco night and margaritas and all the fun things, and I still have my ice cream sometimes. But the cool thing is, after using this triplex for a little while, I have noticed that like my cravings have gone down. Like I don't crave sweets anymore, almost at all. I do crave that ice cream once in a while, but it's almost like a healthy craving. Like, yeah, I want ice cream, I want to enjoy some ice cream. It's not a big deal. I'm not on any kind of a diet or anything. This has just helped me choose healthier things. I just don't choose sugar anymore, which is amazing to me. And it's something I actually never thought I wanted. When I first started, Amy had told me, she said this pink drink could maybe help you, or I don't know if she said the pink drink or the probiotic or whatever. She was saying it could really help you lower your sweets cravings. And I was like, wait, what? I don't think I want to take that anymore. I was honestly a little bit worried, and I almost cried because I was like, I'm not giving up my sweets and my ice cream. That's not going to happen. And she was like, oh, no, it's nothing like that. She was like, it's just going to help you not like overindulge with those. Like, okay, we'll see about that. But really, it's helped me honestly crave more vegetables. I've never been a vegetable person. And now when I have my dinner plate, I fill it with about half or more of vegetables, oddly. Normally, I would be like half or more carbs and then a lot of meat and then the tiniest bit of vegetables. 2 little pieces of broccoli, something like that. So it's just funny, the way my body has changed. It's, in a good way. I don't drink sweet tea anymore at all. I actually don't even like it. I don't drink soda anymore, and I didn't really drink it a lot before, but I drink it on occasion, at least a couple times a week. So that's kind of gone. I haven't had a Red Bull in 3 years, at least. And I don't go out for Starbucks anymore. I just don't want it, don't need it. So I save money on that. And we have these really awesome shakes, these meal replacement shakes that I never thought I would be into a meal replacement shake. But listen, mom life is busy life. It's on the go. It's messy. And half the time I feel like I'm preparing food for my daughter that she doesn't eat, and then she wants something else. So I'm doing this and that. And I'm all over the place. And by the time I get her food on the table and get her fed, my daughter eats like a turtle, so I have to like either consistently helping her eat. I would just rather have a shake because I can pour it in and be done with it. So I don't do them all the time. You don't have to have them. And obviously I don't mean for every meal, but like I like to replace my lunch with it almost every day. But you could just use it as needed. I usually just eat a normal breakfast, like eggs and sprouted toast or something like that. Do the lean shake for lunch, and we eat a normal dinner. Obviously have that block around if we are going to have carbs. But another great product that I added was called Metaburn. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. So this is really great for moms that are trying to lose the baby weight. As long as you're not nursing, you can use this. And I want to mention that a lot of our products, most of our products are super safe for pregnant and nursing women. Now, of course, I suggest that you always check with your doctors and healthcare professionals on those products and everything like that. But there's been like thousands of women that have had their Plexus products approved by their healthcare professionals for their pregnancy or for nursing. There's only a couple products you want to avoid during that time. And one of them is just the Metaburn, just because of one of the ingredients in it. But otherwise, this is a super holistic plant-based product. It's full of adaptogens. And what this product does is it targets fat in the hips, thighs, and belly area. I mean, who doesn't want that, right? So this is really great. It also helps with your mood, improves your mood. It gives you a little bit of focus. Basically what I feel from this is a little bit of like calm energy, like focused, calm energy is how I can explain Metaburn. And this really, really ramps up your workout. So if you're someone that's working out, take a Metaburn before your workout, and you're probably going to get a lot more out of your workout when you're using Metaburn. So that's been amazing. What I like to do is drink my Slim, and just take my Metaburn at the same time and then work out. And then when I'm done with my workout, I can eat my lunch, my lean shake. And, really, these products are so easy to incorporate into your daily life. You don't have to, first of all, you don't have to take all the things. I'm mentioning a handful of things that I take and that I like. You could just do one product. You could just do the triplex, or you could just do the metaburn, you know, whatever fits your lifestyle. We have samples and sample boxes where you can try out things and see what's best for you. And, you know, the what I was going to say about the regimen, you can take almost all these products all in the morning. If you just want to take your products in the morning and get them out of the way, busy people that work or busy moms that have a lot of activities for their kids, they really like to take them in the morning and just be done with it. And then the only thing that you really need to take at night is your Probio 5. It's really meant for bedtime. But I like to kind of stagger my products just based on after practicing using these products for 3 years. I don't know if I could mention, but I've been using them for 3 years now consistently. And I've kind of figured out what works best for me, and then I adjust as, you know, life and seasons in life change and things like that. But what I do is I take my Bio Cleanse in the morning, and I don't take my, like I said, I don't take my Slim and my Metaburn until right before lunch. I have that moon shake, and then midday or mid-afternoon, like late afternoon, when I'm, you know, people typically feel a little crash right around like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Active. This is what you need if you feel that crash. And active is also great before a workout. It's great to even wake up with. I mean, active is great for any time of the day that you need some extra energy. And I have to say that, so this is a plant-based, basically healthy energy drink. And I have to say, it also puts me in a really good mood. I don't know how to explain it, but when I have an active, I just feel like I can do all the things. I feel like, I don't know, like Martha Stewart in the kitchen. I want to clean, I want to cook, I want to call my friends, I want to talk to people, like, and you know, I want to get work done. I mean, I just feel great when I have this. So I do love to do this before a workout too. But it's a really, really great product. It's been a game changer since it came out this past summer. I have been loving it. And honestly, you guys, I didn't work out for like years. Definitely put working out on the back burner after having a baby, and not good, like having a sedentary lifestyle as a mom. Like, I wanted to be active, but I just had no motivation. And when active came out, I kid you not, this made me active. I've been consistently working out for months now, and I really attribute it to this because it gives me a ton of motivation and just puts me in a great mood. It tastes delicious. It has a peach mango flavor. And what I love to do too sometimes is mix. You can just mix Slim and Active together. You can have them at the same time. Even if you're taking your Metaburn, you can have all these products at the same time. They're made to work together. When you mix these two together, it actually tastes like, I always call it Hawaii in a glass. It just tastes like something you'd be drinking on the beach in Hawaii when you mix these together. Really, really delicious. And what else did I want to mention? Oh, with my mood, my anxiety, my depression, things like that I was dealing with, what really helped me is that triplex, the gut health combo, because what that's doing is it's not just putting a Band-Aid fix on something, it's getting to the root cause of what's going on in your body and helping to start heal your gut from the inside out. And if you go and Google like gut health and mental health, or gut-brain connection, gut health and depression, things like that, there's you're going to be able to find lots of studies and things like that on all of that. It's super connected, and I won't go into all the science behind that, but we also have a probiotic. Not only did the triplex start helping me improve that, but we also have another probiotic called Vital Biome that I like to take in the morning. I don't have it sitting here, but that really has helped me with my mood. And to be honest, I had a period of time where I ran out of Vital Biome, and I ran out of it for about 2 weeks, and I started being very irritable and snappy with my husband, in a terrible mood. I was just not very nice at all, and I was just being really short with him. And he said, like, what's going on with you? What has changed? What's different? I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, well, I ran out of my Vital Biome and I didn't order it again. And he was like, why didn't you order it? You need to order that and never run out again. So he gets mad if I ever run out of that, because he knows, like, obviously it causes stuff between the two of us if I'm not, my gut's not at its best. So these things have been just a game changer for my energy. You know, I feel more alive, more, I've got that mom energy to do all the things with my daughter. Like, before, I would find myself napping with her and falling asleep trying to read a book to her. And now I'm running all over the place doing all the activities. I rarely ever nap anymore. I'm I'm doing work, I'm working out, I'm exercising while she's napping. So totally different than how I was before. And not only that, but I also gained a really, really great community of friends throughout all this. In the, it's weird, but like online on Facebook, there's these really great Plexus community Facebook groups that I've been a part of through our teams and the customers that use these products. And it's really been wonderful because I have a lot of new accountability partners and just people to share my experiences with. And honestly, never thought I would be someone sitting here sharing Plexus with others and like doing some kind of a business with it. The business part really started accidentally for me, and it wasn't really on purpose, but it makes sense. And I'm really glad that I'm able to not only share this health opportunity with people, but there's also a financial opportunity if that's something that you need. And going back to just what I was talking about, your health being an investment. If a lot of people think like, oh, it's an expense to pay for the triplex or whatever, any of these products. It's not my budget. If it's not in your budget, then you need these products more than you know, because you need the business as well. I really think that would benefit you if you are not sure that you can invest the money in the product. And, investing in your health, if you don't invest in your health, then it becomes an expense later on. So just wanted to kind of leave you guys with that. And let me know if anyone has any questions. I'm going to take it off the recording. But even after this, if someone's watching the recording later, if you want to message the person that invited you this evening and just let them know any questions you have about my regimen, the products, or if you want to get in touch with me, I'm really happy to chat with you one-on-one and get more into detail. I know I was trying to watch the time, and I think it got a little long and maybe got a little off topic here and there, and I'm hoping I hit all the points that I wanted to hit, but just to kind of summarize, I told you a lot about where I was before. Like, I don't struggle with mood issues anymore. I don't really deal with the anxiety and the depression like I did before. I don't have the cravings. I go to the bathroom every day now, and that's a big deal. And I know people don't want to talk about it, but it really is a big deal. Not tired, no more headaches. I feel more comfortable in my clothes. Not only that, but I lost about 10 to 15 pounds, inches. And just to add to that, my husband, who also takes the products, he has lost 35 pounds. And he has also had some other health wins along the way too. He just feels great, and it's amazing. He has never worked out this much in his life, and he's working out like 5 to 6 days a week now, and he really thinks that, gives thanks to Plexus for that. So we really love doing this together. We love sharing with friends about what it's done for our health and all of that. And even our daughter, she takes the kids' vitamins. And so if you guys have questions on gut health, weight loss, energy, anything like that, I'm here to help. And I hope you guys have a great evening. We'll talk to you soon.